Is Bitcoin a scam? It's one of the most divisive questions in finance. To one crowd, it's the future of money. Freedom, math, no middlemen. To another, it's a bubble, a Ponzi in a hoodie. Money for nothing. And if you're somewhere in the middle, just trying to figure out who's actually right, this one's for you. Because opinions are cheap. Talk is cheap. So instead of arguing, let's do something simple. Follow the money. Welcome back to Bitcoin signal processing. Today, we will explore who really owns Bitcoin, how much are they holding, and what are they quietly doing with it. Let's take a look. Let's start with the people who move the most money on Earth, Wall Street. For years, big institutions couldn't easily touch Bitcoin. Too new, too messy, too hard to hold safely. You needed exchanges, wallets, private keys. Not exactly a good fit for a trillion-dollar fund. Then, in early 2024, that changed. Regulators approved the spot Bitcoin ETF, basically a way to own Bitcoin through a normal brokerage account, like buying a stock. And the floodgates opened. The demand was staggering. BlackRock, the largest asset manager on the planet, launched theirs, and it became the fastest-growing ETF in history. $70 billion in about 11 months. The old record? A gold fund. And that took more than 4 years to get there. Bitcoin did it 5 times faster. A scam doesn't usually pull that kind of money from the most cautious investors on Wall Street. But let's keep going. And BlackRock isn't out on a limb alone. Fidelity's in. Grayscale, ARK Invest, about a dozen others, all running their own Bitcoin funds. Add them up, and they now hold around 1.3 million Bitcoin. Here's the kicker. There will only ever be 21 million coins. Ever. So in under 2 years, Wall Street quietly grabbed about 6% of the entire supply. That's not fringe. That's the establishment. But funds are only half the story. Some companies went a step further. Back in 2020, a quiet software company called MicroStrategy did something nobody expected. Instead of leaving its spare cash in the bank to get eaten by inflation, it started buying Bitcoin and didn't stop. Its founder, Michael Saylor, basically bet the whole company on it. People thought he'd lost his mind. Fast forward to today. That company, now just called Strategy, holds over 840,000 Bitcoin, more than the next dozen companies combined, and nearly 19 times the second place holder. And once Saylor proved it could work, others followed. Tesla, SpaceX, miners like Mara and Riot, Japan's Metaplanet, and a newer name, Strive. And here's the part most people miss. These companies aren't just sitting on their Bitcoin hoping it goes up. They're building real financial products on top of it. Strategy issues STRC, a variable rate. Series a perpetual preferred stock, backed by its Bitcoin, that pays investors a dividend twice a month. Strive went even further. It became the first American company to pay a dividend every single day. And BlackRock spun up a fund that turns Bitcoin into monthly income. Think about what that means. Bitcoin's gone from internet magic money to something serious institutions use to pay steady, boring, real-world income. That's not how a scam behaves. That's how an asset evolves. Okay, but what about the skeptics? The famous doubters? This is my favorite part of the whole story. For years, some of the loudest voices in finance absolutely trashed Bitcoin. JPMorgan's CEO, Jamie Dimon, called it a fraud, said it was worthless, said he'd fire any trader caught buying it. So, what is JPMorgan doing today? Selling Bitcoin-linked products to its own clients. And that's the lesson I want you to hold on to for the rest of this video. It's not what people say about Bitcoin that matters. It's what they do. Talk is free. Actions cost money. Quick pause. If this is helping you learn more about Bitcoin and everything around it, a like or a subscribe genuinely helps grow the channel and reach more people like you. Also, comment your final verdict down below, or any questions you may have. We will go through each of them. Okay, back to it. And it's not just companies anymore. This goes all the way up. Entire countries now hold Bitcoin. The United States is actually the single largest government holder, a few 100,000 coins, mostly picked up through criminal seizures. And there's now serious talk of turning that into a national strategic reserve, like a digital Fort Knox. Then there's El Salvador, the little country that went all in first, buying roughly 1 Bitcoin a day since 2021, and simply never selling. And here's the wild one: China, a country that has banned Bitcoin, not once, but several times. And yet, quietly, it's still sitting on nearly 200,000 coins. Even a government that wants nothing to do with Bitcoin can't quite let go of the stack. Governments that used to fear it now hold it. So with all this buying, why doesn't Bitcoin just go straight up? Good question. Here's something that took me a while to really get. Markets don't react to news the way you'd think. They react to surprise. Take a scary headline: conflict in the Middle East, or America tearing up a deal with Iran. The first time something like that hits, Bitcoin can drop hard. Everyone panics. Everyone sells. But then the same kind of shock happens again, and the drop is smaller. And again, and it barely moves at all. That's the efficient market hypothesis at work. Once the market has seen something before, it's already priced in. The fear gets old, and traders shrug. So when you notice Bitcoin not crashing on bad news anymore, that's not luck. That's the market growing up. It's learning. As the saying goes, whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. So let's bring it home. Is Bitcoin a scam? I'm not here to tell you what to believe, but let's look at the receipts one more time. The biggest asset managers on Earth are holding it. Public companies are building their entire strategy around it. Governments, even ones that banned it, are quietly stacking it. And the loudest critics? They're the ones now selling it to their clients. If Bitcoin were truly a scam, that is a very strange group of people to all be in on it. So I'll leave the final call to you. If this gave you something to think about, do me a favor. Like the video, share with a friend that could benefit from it, and subscribe for more. You can also see more details on our website at bitcoinsignalprocessing.com. Stay calm, and I'll see you in the next one.